Hi, I'm Sasha Sloan, and I'm hanging out with Rob on Front Row Live.
I want to say a lot of people have heard your voice from Kygo, from this town soundtrack. But for me, it was Cascade Phoenix back in 2015.
No
Now,
way.
it took me a while to actually realize that it was you because the voice sounds different.
hmm
But tell me about being a new artist and being able to work with such artists like Kygo and Cascade, and there's more that you've been able to work with and feature with.
hmm yeah, I think I've been a writer for a while, so it just kind of naturally happened that songs would get pitched to DJs like Cascade and Odessa, and yeah, they just ended up keeping my vocal on it. So it was really cool to have that as kind of like an intro into the artist world, if that
Right.
makes sense. And then it kind of gave me confidence to release my own music. I was like, okay, that wasn't too scary. I guess I can put my own stuff out.
So Ready Yet came out 2017, but like I said, you had done this Cascade record in 2015. So from
hmm
2015 to 2017, when did that song kind of come about? Ready Yet.
Ready Yet came about probably like 6 months before I released it.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, and it's funny. I actually wrote that song about my dad, and I haven't really told anyone that.
Really?
So I think that's why it felt so special to me.
Mm.
And it was the first time I'd ever been in a session, and it just kind of came out. Like I felt like I blacked out when I wrote that song.
Wow.
I moved to LA when I was 19,
Mm.
and I had a publishing deal. And I think I was just figuring out who I was and who I was in the room with other artists.
Mm.
And when I moved to LA, I was like a total jazz nerd. Like I was at Berkeley for jazz piano.
Nice.
So I think I was kind of a snob in the sense that I was like, oh, pop music is stupid. Like I was really resistant to sessions at first.
Right.
So it took me a while to kind of find my way in the room with artists and other writers. And now I'm just completely obsessed with pop music, and collaboration is key.
And
And
there has been a lot of collaborations from what I see with you.
yeah. I mean, I think 15 to 17, I just focused on finding people that I love working with.
Okay.
And once that happened, everything else kind of just fell into place. Because when
Right.
you're comfortable with people, they're your friends, and you just make better music. So,
Now, aside from that, your voice, like I mentioned, the way that you sing is different. From the Cascade record to your music
mhm.
today. How did you figure out your sound, or is that something that you're still trying to figure out?
I think it's ever evolving.
Okay.
That's so funny you picked up on that. I love that you did, because when I sang that Cascade record, I think I was like 19, and I came from like a jazz background,
Mm,
and that's very like heavy voice, if that
right.
makes sense, and like a lot of like scatting and stuff.
Right.
So it was like a much heavier vocal, and then the more that I was in the studio, I kind of like was on the mic a lot, and I could play with my voice in different ways. And I think my voice evolved over like the last 2 years. So like a demo from 2015, like versus a demo from a week ago, is going to sound like a completely different person.
Right.
And yeah, I think I'm still figuring out like the sweet spot.
Well, I like the direction that you're going because, I mean, the Cascade record was great, but I feel more emotion out of your new music today than I
Mm.
do with that record. So, I mean, is that something that's just happening naturally because you're opening up a little more? Like you said, your debut single was personal; it was about your dad. So,
hmm
is that what your music is becoming, like personal moments in your life?
Yeah, I think the more personal the song, the better I sing it,
Okay.
if that makes sense. And yeah, I mean, I think I just needed experience. And the more you do something, it's just the better you get.
The two new songs, from the two, I really like "Fall" the most. I
Oh,
love the
thank
piano
you.
in it, and I love your voice with the piano. Can you talk a little bit about that track and what this track is mainly about? How did this track come about for you?
You know, it's funny. I wrote this song like a year ago with my friends Noonie and Linus, who are absolutely amazing. And yeah, I actually just recently broke up with my boyfriend.
Okay.
And I wrote this song. It's so funny. I wrote Runaway and this song before I had broken up with him.
Wow.
And now that we're broken up, I can't write any sad songs. It's so weird. And so I think I was like suppressing all of my feelings, and it was
Yeah,
coming out in these songs.
that's interesting.
Because now, I mean, that song is real to me.
Yeah,
Like, and it's weird that it's coming out now,
right.
if that makes sense.
And the piano doesn't make it any better when it's like feelings coming into it.
Like the most emotional piano part of all time.
Right.
Yeah, I know. So, yeah, it's that song I used to like never think twice about, and then once I actually was going through some shit, I was like, "Whoa. Okay, this is real."
Right.
And I remember listening to it once. I might have been a little high. And I just started crying. It was after we had broken up, and I broke up with him. I was just like, God damn it. I have to put this out. So yeah.
So, is it safe to say that personal songs that you have written that are so personal to you are becoming harder now?
Yeah, I mean, the more personal it is, the much harder it is to sing it.
Okay.
But I think shying away from that would be wrong. So, I mean, the songs that like mess me up the most, I think, are the most important to put out because I think everyone feels there's like no feeling you can feel that someone else in the world isn't feeling or hasn't felt before.
Right.
And I think music has got me through a lot of really hard times. And for me, I just want to put out music where people, I don't know if people will dance to my music. They might cry to my music.
You never know.
Totally
Anything
fine.
is possible nowadays.
Maybe like a cry dance, thing, like
Yeah,
a
there you
mix. So yeah, for me, it's just about being as raw and honest as I can. And hopefully it comes through.
Right.
And if not, oh well, I tried.
At least you enjoyed your music.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, take me into the studio. Tell me about the team that you work with, your producer. I know your debut single was with King Henry.
Yeah.
Is he still on all the other tracks that you've done, or are you working with different people for every song?
Yeah, so he did Ready Yet, and then Runaway I actually wrote with Doc from Churches.
Okay.
And this guy Nico, who's an amazing producer, and my friend Noah Conrad. And then for Normal, King Henry produced it. And I wrote that with Doc and Ian from Churches as well.
Nice.
I love them. They're just like the most amazing people on earth. Yeah.
You're killing it. That's the other thing.
Oh, thanks.
Like,
I'm glad.
the name, like, I'm serious. Like, I when I told Roop about it, I was like, I've heard you before, and I just was trying to figure out who was handling all of your stuff so I can, set this up.
No way.
So, like, I'm excited. Like, that's one thing that I like. I mean, the reason why I started all this is because I want to find new music. Not so much about the established artists as it is about the new artists, because I want to be there from the beginning. So the moment I heard your voice, I was like, this is good. Like, this is something new.
Thank you so much. I'm glad it looks like I'm killing it because I have like crippling anxiety.
No, you're doing it. You're doing it.
Thanks. Thank you so much.
Of course. Now, mentioning the anxiety, you're about to go on tour for the first time.
Yeah.
And you're not going on a small tour. You're going out with Joywave.
Yeah.
Tell me, what has it been leading up to this tour? The tour kicks off in less than 10 days.
Yeah. I've been trying not to think about it.
Not to make you even more nervous.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited. I was really nervous at first. I used to play out a lot. And then once I moved to LA, I stopped because I was just always in the studio.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was playing like shitty bars in Boston. Like it does not count. I was playing to like people who were drunk, and then they were like, "Oh, you should audition for The Voice." Like it was that kind of crowd.
Right. That's all they know.
Yeah, literally. I was like, okay, cool. So I'm really excited. I mean, we're going all over the U.S.
Right.
And Joywave, I'm such a fan. I'm so honored to be opening for them, and they just sound like the coolest dudes ever. I was texting Dan, the lead singer, and I was like, okay, I'm going to bring my Nintendo Switch. And he was like, oh my God, we all have one. I was like, this is going to be lit.
You guys are going to come to stage really late, or either you're going to come on stage with your Nintendo.
Yeah, literally. I'm going to have like a Heineken in hand and like my Nintendo Switch. And yeah, I'm pretty excited.
There you go. Now, this tour, again, it kicks off on the 10th. You guys are kicking off in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
What can we expect from your set? What do you have planned out for this tour?
Oh, God. Well, I guess, I mean, I'm performing all the songs that I've released, and then I might be performing a couple more.
Okay.
TBD.
Oh, snap.
And, yeah, I'm going to have a band with me, so for the first time ever. I did a Billboard performance the other week, and it was just me and guitar and piano. So this is the first time I'm going to have, like, a track behind me with drums and keyboard or guitar and me singing. And, I'm a little nervous, but I'm really excited. I mean, it's probably going to be way less energy than Joywave. But, yeah, hopefully it's, like, intimate but still big enough.
Right.
That's the the hope.
Right. Well, hey, I mean, you're on this tour, your first tour,
Yep.
for a reason. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. For LA, it's going to be February 13th at the Roxy,
Yeah.
and then Santa Ana on the 15th, I
Yeah.
believe.
Oh my
So
God.
I'm still trying to figure out which day I'm going to go.
Journey.
Maybe I'll go to both. I don't know. I don't know. So for those that haven't heard who Sasha Sloan is yet, what makes you so different from any new artists out there?
Oh God. I might be. Let's see. I guess I'm just trying to keep it as real as possible, and I guess what makes me different is that I don't know. Oh God, I don't know. The anxiety is setting in. I think. I mean, I want to keep my lyrics as real and honest as possible, and
Okay.
I'm independent right now, so I kind of have the freedom to just say whatever I want to say.
Right.
And I think a lot of new artists who are signed to labels, not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, it's amazing to have a label, but it's a little more restricted on what you can do. So for me, I'm just going to try and release the most honest and real content as possible,
Awesome.
if that makes sense.
That does make sense, and I hope that new music comes out a lot sooner.
Yes, me too.
Debut EP a lot sooner.
Yeah, I think it's going to come out in March, the debut EP, and then
Okay.
I'm just going to keep dropping tracks and, hoping for the best.